Hey everybody, I dreamt about a good Slay the Spire meme last night. You know the meme photo of the two soy janks who look exactly like me and their mouth is agape and they're pointing at something that's in the center of the screen? That was me playing Slay the Spire last night when I took the option from Niao that said, lose all your gold, get a random rare card, and then it was lesson learned. I was like... I was pointing. It was great. Anyway, we won on the Switch. So we're on Ascension 17 on both Switch and PC. How did we win? Well, I mean, there was the aforementioned part. But then also... Turns out, like, if you have Alpha in your deck, a duplication potion applied to Omega, pretty good at killing Dono Deca. Now, I think we're going to do something a little different this time. I do think we're going to transform two cards. We got a Spirit Shield and a Wreath of Flame. Don't mind. Don't mind. I would like to... What was our curse, by the way? Writhe? That's not that bad. I'm sure you can tell for yourself. It's also not that good. But considering what we got on the flip side, like what we got out of the transformation, Spirit Shield is like that's a rare that. Hold on, I can't quite kill you, you lucky son of a gun, you sussy baka. We would take that from a boss in some situations, so I'm not even sweating that. Wreath of Flame is a bit harder to fit, but it works super well with like a bowling bash, or even flying sleeves, or I didn't even do the math because I just... Is this eruption? It is. Okay, so I forgive my brain, which is also me. My mistake, though. You gotta remember, 5 damage is 5 damage. So you might look at this and say, oh, get just lucky, because then, you know, with Wreath of Flame, it'll do 8 damage. But, you know, a 0-cost 8 damage... If you're applying the 5 damage to something that costs it costs 1 to play it, I mean, you get where I'm going with this. 5 is a static number. I think the way that you maybe make it work is you have something that gets multiple strikes in, so your next attack does 5 damage times the number of strikes you're actually doing. I mean, obviously we have to hit you at some point. I think I'm willing to take 3 just to get this out here. Or we play a Wreath of Flame and then do double damage. Good lord, man. Good lord. We need another attack, okay? We're getting freaking shellacked here. Could you just do me a favor and give me cards that do damage to the enemies? My lord. I don't know why I said it. I don't know why I said that. My annual rewatch of the Medea movies is coming up. I guess that's why. Let's caffeinate. Things are not great. This is a really tough one for me. I think Empty Mind you take first. Even though it's not an attack, obviously. My god. It is... in some ways, an enabler for us to do extra damage, because we don't feel as bad about being in the Eruption stance. That being said, I don't think we're going to play Eruption here on turn 1. We'll instead take no damage. Work one enemy over, thankfully. Enter Vigilance. 33 damage is what we need to get a kill. It won't happen, so we'll stall a little bit. You know, as much as this is not necessarily going exceptionally at the present moment, I really do think we're like one crescendo away from being completely fine in the very, very short term. We got a potion. I think at this point we could take a Windmill Strike. At some point we just gotta smooth things out, right? We'll remove our curse. Let's take a Flying Sleeves, and I think I'll take a Sash Whip as well. I will lose the Strength Potion. Hey, Molten Egg is actually like an incredible get. Okay. I think we should rest I do want to upgrade. I mean, because you always do. That's not like, it's not really like a controversial statement. 14 damage, huh? I'm holding this Windmill Strike knowing we could use it for lethality in all likelihood. I mean, Wreath of Flame, Flying Sleeves does some serious work. I wonder if I could kill you. I know how it sounds, but Eruption takes us to 3 energy. You're on 43. Wreath of Flame. This would actually do 36 damage in and of itself. But then how would we get that 1 extra damage in there? That's the conundrum, isn't it? That's the conundrum. I think you just play this. I'm not thrilled about it because we're also going to be made weak on the next turn, and we got to try to kill this individual as quickly as possible. But okay, give me at least we got a 1-cost Flying Sleeves for lethal. Very nice. We don't need to weaken you, but it is our best attack. We're just waiting for a Windmill Strike to pop here. I'm really glad we rested, honestly. So this is 19 damage. Eruption 9 takes you to 37. This will do 38. I'm starting to feel like we're pulling it back, but that rest was huge. More ways to X's stance is killer here. We want to kick the crap out of you turn 1. It's not really happening. Weak Potion gives us a little bit of survivability. Not as much as I would like, but a little bit. I think you pop it right away. We're just, I mean, it's a race. It's a race. And I'm losing. Don't even play your defend. We pretty much got to get you this turn. Or life is painful. We're not going to get you this turn, for the record. But we are going to get mighty close. We also got mighty close to dying. We have to fight an elite, right? This is... Give me a 4 in influence. No, we don't have to fight an elite, but we do have to not take damage here. In all likelihood, which is pretty tough. Definitely a Wreath of Flame Tantrum. That'll hit the spot for you. And then why don't we just do that? And I think we got you with a Windmill Strike. Well, we literally have you with anything, I suppose. Ambrosia to enter the Divinity stance. Okay. How do I get out of this? Oh my god, there's so much combat. Okay, 14 damage. No big deal, man. Look at this. 14 damage. That's cute. Let's do... We only have 1 energy left anyway. We might as well play a... I mean, Die 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 is actually not that good, but... I think we'll also play a Miracle to get this out there. 20 damage with the Flying Sleeves is not that impossible. 9 plus 8, 8. Okay, we're living. We got 2 potions. Something's happening. We're kind of in here. I don't know. A Wallop. Because it comes upgraded, which is because of the fact that we have Molten Egg, I feel like we're pulling ourselves out by our bootstraps here. Now, don't be afraid to use a potion here. You don't have to. If it gives you no benefit to use the potion, then there's no benefit. But if you can make it work, then it's worth it. 16. It's okay. So we obviously, by the way, we're not going to get rid of a Divinity Potion. That's literally like the greatest thing you could ask for. And I think we don't need a Dex Potion. I think we're better off with our Stance Potion. We're looking for some AoE, please. Sweeping Beam is the greatest play that's ever been played. 11 damage to all enemies. How about a Stance Potion into Wrath, into You're All Dead? And then we get a Swift Potion. I think we need more stance changes, and somehow we made it. Things got a little tight there. In all honesty, jeez Louise, man. I just wonder how we're gonna kill this boss before they, you know, I mean, we gotta output 250 damage. I love the Divinity Potion, but I'm scared of everything else. Actually, a Reach Heaven really hits the spot. Let's see what else we got here. So I think you play an inner piece. Well, you play a Reach Heaven, an inner piece, an Empty Mind. We drew through Violence, and we're happy to just hold it. We could pop the Divinity Stance and do something with it, but you tend to want to wait until you can enter Wrath here. 18 damage, not that bad. Weak takes you down to 12 damage. A Protect gets us there. I think you do just play Protect and then honestly follow up with the Wreath of Flame. That means Flying Sleeves at least is fine next turn. We'll probably end up using it on an Eruption. Or on a Wallop, that's delightful. Okay. But are we really just going to sit? You know what? We can sit on these. They're not going anywhere. We don't have that many retained cards. Why not take advantage of it? You know, let it sit there till we get like a few of them, and then we could pop our Divinity Stance or Eruption for that matter. We know exactly when we want this to pop. You know, next turn, we have no blocks here, by the way. That sucks. Next turn you don't, no, next turn you attack, the turn after that you don't attack. Fantastic. Let's just chill. This is where we want to pop. We might even use our Divinity Potion for maximal energy. And then we will play a Through Violence, a Sash Whip, a Reach Heaven, and a Windmill Strike, and you're dead. That potion is insanely valuable. Okay. So, of these, look, you know what I'm fishing for. I'm fishing for like a Vault or a Deviform or maybe an Alpha. With none of these existing, we have to look. Gain 2 Mantra every turn. That means it's only 5 turns to Divinity. And we can just hold on to... Well, I was going to say we could hold on to our high damage attacks, but I'm realizing we don't really have high damage attacks. It was Foreign Influence that hooked us up. So the only thing we retain right now is a Windmill Strike. I'd like to make it cheaper, but is that valuable? I don't think so. I think you have to... We're trying to move the kink in the garden hose upstream. Usually around the second floor, I'm like, things are getting rough. Now we got to pivot. We can foresee the difficulty ahead. Let's pivot it slightly earlier. I really don't want to not be able to smith. Believe it or not, I'm making the mature decision to take a Holy Water. Flexible, clumped energy dispersal. And it doesn't carry any negative for us. Except that the other alternatives were also pretty good. Or could have been pretty good. Pummel is, like, amazing if we get Wreath of Flame with it, but that's not too likely. I think we'll just take the... I was going to say we take the high damage, but I don't think so, because then we're going to discard all the cards that I want to hold on to. So I think you'd sadly just take, like, an Iron Wave. We know we want to play Devotion. We can play Iron Wave. Vigilance still gives us some benefit for the future. Whack, 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 whack. Okay, we could draw. I don't think you pay a cost to draw necessarily. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this will keep us at full hand. At some point, we're going to have to do damage to you. So it does seem like an Empty Fist is good. But Empty Mind is fine, too. But you can play... There's no reason you can't play both of them. Let's just work with me here, okay? We got 6 energy. Now I'm like, can we do it? Eruption. 3 energy. You're at 61. Wreath of Flame. We're at 3 energy. No, we're at 2 energy. Flying Sleeves. 36. It's not quite good enough. I think we need Protect. Yeah, this is, I stand by this. I think. It's not a ton of damage, don't get me wrong. You're doing 22. That's nasty. That's a nasty play. I think you just... Oh, man. Okay. Pop your potion. Play 3 defends. Wallop gives us no block here. This is just a... Frailty is just a killer, man. 11 damage again. This is doing 19. Can we do 15 damage on 1 energy? You should already know the answer to that question. Well, I'm very glad we pivoted. Next turn, we've got Divinity. I think we need to draw this turn, though. What is this? 23. You know what? Hold on. 23, 14. Okay, we lived. We need a good potion. It's not great. I do think we need more ways to enter Wrath. Even though we took too much damage, I think it's because we were slow with the kill. Just thinking. I think a Flash of Steel is nice. And why don't you just give me another potion for now? Just so we can survive. You definitely start Empty Mind here. Foreign Influence. We wanted something that attacked multiple times. Give me a Sneaky Strike just because it's the most damage. Now, you're doing 12 damage. That is horrible, obviously. Because we have literally no block. But we can also just, you know, pretty much ruin your life. This will do 24, which is actually 12. But then when you add in 2 miracles on top of that, you're actually dead. Times are still tough here. That was like our... We spent a lot of resources to get out of that. This will give us 12 block. We don't necessarily have to kill you, but it is 1 energy to kill an enemy and get 6 block. I think maybe we could look at a skill potion, knowing this is going to make something free. So a swivel into, you know what, like, a windmill strike is now playable. For more damage. A strike, it's like they're on roughly the same level. Maybe play the wallop for the 2 energy. Knowing you're not going to play the windmill strike anyway. You know what? This actually, like, completely worked out. My math was just off. Sands of Time gets cheaper every turn. We need some damage. I'm still watching us go off the rails a little bit, don't get me wrong. Oh, we should be able to take no damage this turn. Well, no. We should be able to take minimal damage this turn. Via, like, a strike and a sash whip. I'm definitely... Basically, that's just a potion that gave us a free defend. And we might as well enter Calm. Trying to... The potions are a very pivotal aspect of what we got going on right now. So, Foreign Influence... the best attack here, like, Heavy Blade and Mind Blast will be roughly equivalent. But this is about as good as Mind Blast gets. Heavy Blade, at least, you know, it can kind of do a little bit better in the future, in theory. Probably not in practice, but... Now, Eruption Sands of Time probably gets a kill. But I don't think we can afford to play it, which is, you know, maybe a good reason to use a potion. Times are still tough. That's the card we're looking for. So we're slowing ourselves down in the hopes of, you know, surviving till a point where we can hit thriving, which is a scary thought, because... my track record, and I would say probably like the overall Slay the Spire track record of making that strategy work is next to nil. You kind of need to get some elite fights in here to have a reasonable chance of survival. But, you know, we don't need the Vigilance. We can just play Empty Mind for draw. So let's maybe start here. I think we use a Flash of Steel. We're fishing for Eruption, basically, and didn't get there. But we can... I mean, I think we'll Wreath of Flame, Flying Sleeves, even knowing we're probably going to draw Eruption next turn, just to keep whittling. means something to me. A tantrum into an empty fist. It doesn't quite get us there, but we take 6 damage. That's not enough to cry over. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. I don't know. Normally by this point in a run, I sort of have like an idea of where life is taking us. Right now, I'm still very much torn. I don't have a great answer for you. I do think we're probably reaching a point where like a worship is actually getting playable. Let's pop this. We'll probably pop both potions, but let's just see first. Sweeping Beam is the play, so let's indeed pop both potions. That allows us to get an extra turn of weakness out here. This does 28 damage. I mean, at this point, you invest. You see this situation coming, you invest. You do, as Malf would say. Devotion might not be the play on this fight, because it's going to be kind of short. Remember, we're not, you know, this is Ascension 17. Like, even the run I won on Switch last night, and I know you're like, oh my god, stop talking about the run you won on Switch last night. We get it, you're amazing. But the reason I won it, I mean, there was a time during the fight where I... Oh, just hold the front door, okay? We can only play 2 energy anyway. We might as well empty fist so we take 7 instead. Well, we should have bowling bashed you first though. That was poorly played. There was a fight like halfway through, and it should have been like a nothing fight. But there was a fight halfway through where I went down to 1 HP. Then I came back and won it all at the end. So as long as you're finding a way, you know, to get yourself... That was a beautiful synergy there. To get yourself out of it, it's okay. Maybe not amazing, but okay. A pair. I mean, I'm definitely gonna upgrade here, because we need to at some point. And I do think that Eruption being cheaper mitigates our inconsistent and clumped energy problems. I don't really want to do elite enemy. I think I'll give myself the option to possibly do this elite fight up here. I think blind, then giving you the ability in the future to possibly upgrade it and do 2 weak to all enemies is beautiful. So Spirit Shield here early, I think you basically must play it. You're still going to take a Heavy Blade. And we're not gonna tantrum. We'd really like you to die. But I also really don't want you to do 42 damage. Let's get you closer to death. I mean, we could kill you on this turn and burn off one of the turns of vulnerability. Well, no, we can't really. We can definitely kill you next turn, though. Being both vulnerable and frail on the same turn is not good. That's pretty horrible. But, let's draw 2. We have to play a Devotion. Killing you is important here. You still do 14 damage, don't get me wrong. And let's get that Devotion out there. But I think that it's tactical. You know, while they're weak, we can get away with this. Worship doesn't quite get us there. And it wouldn't get us there on the next turn, so I would... describe it as optional, but very nice. Wallop is 7 block. Well, we need to get some block. This is only 6. This is 7, but this does put us in calm. Well, what do we play on top of the... Well, you know, if we're gonna... Well, then we can get to 12 block. Okay, so let's do it like this. Let's hit you with a bowling bash, then a wallop. We get to 12 block. We only take 2 damage. That's not as bad. We've burned off our debuffs, and life is no longer as painful. It's slow, but that's okay. We can live with slow. So Sands of Time is pretty hot here. We can really only play a single defend. This is 18 damage for 2. This is 14 damage for 1. So that should tell you, you know, roughly where I stand on that one. Wreath of Flame, don't get me wrong. If we get the Eruption going with it, then I'm a happier camper. Surely you're dead here. Surely. You know what? Upgraded Prostrate. I'm going for it, man. At some point, we got to decide, you know, this is a poop or get off the pot moment, and I'm pooping, man. I'm pooping my guts out right now. I apologize for saying that. More retain cards that we could pop in pivotal moments, but also can use on this turn. Love it. Okay, so we're kind of like, we've pivoted to a divinity run, essentially. We will want to end the turn in Vigilance. I think you got to go heavy energy here. 21 damage. That's fine. I mean, you know, who wants to live forever or whatever. Sure, we like it. We actually can't really activate a Windmill Strike, so we'll just eat garbage instead. 10 damage, not great. Blind is important here. I think that probably a talk to the hand is going to make the biggest difference. And we're going to take 20 on this turn. Wow. But we're going to enter Divinity on our next turn. That's a lot of wounds, man. Sands of Time does 78 damage by itself. Mango, that getting HP on top of what we were getting there already is very valuable. Let's chill. I don't think we need more attacks. If anything, I think we need more draw to get into Divinity faster. And let's learn a very valuable lesson, shall we? Definitely worth playing like the Worship early, now that we have a Prostrate. I know what I said. In the deck that allows us to get to the payout faster. You gotta do this. Let's do that. 2 of these to hit you is nice, but I think I'm actually just gonna... I'll spend the 2 energy here early. So Prostrate plus Devotion, I think it gets us there on the next turn. Which for me means we just want to take no damage or as little as possible. Because Sands of Time will probably get the kill. So I played Wreath of Flame too, because it's going to be worth triple next turn. Triples is best. Okay, we're getting something. I don't consider this like... This is lights out, easy win territory. I think we're probably about to lose literally like right here. But we'll see. Streamline's fine here. And we'll start... Here, here, here. We got a lot of weakness. That's great. We want our divinity enablers out there as soon as possible. We'll definitely hit you with one of these. We'll hit you with one of those. Delightful. Maybe a Vigilance Empty Mind while we have a turn to fish for draw. You're going to think I'm crazy. I actually think we just stall for a turn. Knowing more about our win condition. Because next turn now, we are going to find ourselves in Divinity. We have no block. Basically, like, screw you. Hold this. Well, we have 3 blocks. Sorry, my mistake. We are Divine. Okay. I mean, I'm trying to see, like, what you play here. I think... It's tough to want to use the energy for this. But you could definitely do Windmill Strike Sands of Time. That's a gimme. And I'm like, maybe we could get you to, like, flip over. 36 damage puts you on 238. Doesn't quite flip you. What about one of these? 220? And then invest in it? Because this will buy us a little bit of time as well. Like, we had horrible debuffs on us, don't get me wrong. What a turn. Get ready. This is about to suck really badly. However, okay, now this is... Really, I think if we live to another turn of Divinity, we win the fight. So, the weakness is fine. I'm not worried about adding one more on top of it. I'm worried about, you know, living. You're doing 48. Well, we have to play a Protect. And guess what? I am worried about one more turn of weakness because it became our best option there. 5 HP. Not great. We're likely going to lose. But just work with me for a second. Worship puts us into Divinity. However, I'm like, is there a way to get more out of it? I think there is. I think if we Vigilance... Oh, but if we Vigilance, how are you going to play Worship? I think you Inner Peace, Worship, and then we'll get 2 energy out of this. But what was the point of being in Calm in the first place if you could just pop this instead? Well, I guess you're spending 1 energy to get 2 out of it, and you're going to spend the 2 no matter what. We can't do it in order, though. This is... It's a mess. Let's just be honest. Like, Vigilance, Inner Peace. You could Vigilance... I was going to say Inner Peace Worship, but no, that doesn't work. You could Vigilance, Inner Peace, and if you draw something that exits stance, you get out of it. I want to see if I could possibly live. That's where I'm at right now. So let's... I mean, we need to put up at least 25 block. We don't even have 25 block in hand, so Worship is not going to get us there unless this would get you the kill, which it doesn't. So we actually... You're not going to believe me. Worship is not the right play to start with. You actually... We have to enter Calm with block, draw, I think, and then get a stance Exeter. But then how are we going to exit stance on 0? How are we going to exit stance on 0, man? You could Worship... Enter Divinity. You'll have, like, 5 energy. Then Vigilance, Inner Peace. You'll have 2 energy remaining to exit stance and play Spirit Shield. We're not on 6 energy. I have been lied to by myself, and that's what really hurts. Spirit Shield Vigilance still does not get us there. I know you're like you hit with the sands at the time, but no, we need to get a 1-cost stance Exeter. We did not get it. Just kill me. All right, we're gonna run it back here. I really thought we were in there. Like I thought we could do it, but let's, you know, call it like we see it. That one looked spotty pretty much all the way up. We gave it the old college try. Let's try again. I will take a rare colorless card. And I always feel like being able to take any attack you want is really important when you're playing as the Watcher. Now, the attack that we want is Eruption. So the fact that we start with it in hand, it's not bad, but it's not great. The thing is, like, I really feel like on the last run, we needed to upgrade more cards. But if we upgraded more cards, we would have died earlier. But dying earlier is not necessarily a bad thing. Let's take a Battle Hymn. Like, I think that consistent damage that we can pop out when necessary, or, you know, like when we draw Eruption or Crescendo, if we're lucky enough to get one. I think that's the most important thing in this deck. Yeah, give me a Battle Hymn. And you know what? After the Battle Hymn, give me an Eruption, and you're literally dead next turn. This is the deck I feel more comfortable playing. Anyway, all I was going to say is that dying early might not have been the worst thing on the last run, because it would have allowed us to get to this one faster, but, you know, you're not ready to hear that one yet. So we want a cheap Eruption, but I also think we want to prioritize making our I'm just thinking. I think we want to prioritize making our Battle Hymn innate. Can't afford the rares, unfortunately. I'll exit Stance. I'll remove a strike because we have a lot of attack cards already. I will be thrilled to draw a Bowling Bash on turn 1. This just sucks, but welcome to the party, pal. This is why I went to the shop, is so that we hopefully wouldn't lose as much HP as we would have if we'd gone on the double enemy path. You're still doing a lot of damage, and I can't quite get a kill, but we can get closer. I still think we got to get that Battle Hymn upgraded. Like, I think if we don't do it, we're really, like, sitting on... I think it's... We'll be held morally culpable for when we lose on the 3rd floor because we're not, you know, like, our deck just isn't strong. I think we owe it to ourselves to try to make this work early. Even though it's going to seem like this decision right here is putting us in a desperate situation, I think that this is a better play. We do need blocks. Like, that's something we're struggling with. The fact that we can draw into one here is very valuable. We do have 2 potions. We do have 2. You're not wrong. We do have 2 potions. I hadn't considered the potions. 14. 11, 12, 17. We can kill you with 14, 17, 11. What the heck does 11? Anyway, this is what I was getting at. 17, 14, 31, 11. Oh, the strike does 11 with the... Okay. That's what does 11. Good potion usage to not eat it. We're not going to go with that one today. Bottled Lightning. Choose a skill, and it's in your hand right off the bat. Turn 1 is in my hand. You're going to laugh at me. I don't think we care too much for a secret weapon. Even upgraded, I'm like, you know what? We do care for a secret weapon. And then you upgrade it. Now we get a Bowling Bash in our hand when we want, and if we don't want, then we just take literally anything else. I shouldn't have even done the 35% chance. It's the folly of the human mind that you look at that 35% chance and say, might as well be 0. That's the human brain tried to screw me on that one, and we got lucky. So we started with a Bowling Bash. Something to be said about secret weapon, eruption, Bowling Bash, Tunka Tunka. Empty Fist, defend. I think we take 4 damage. Nope, because our eruption costs 2. Do you recall? Your eruption still costs 2. Do you still hear the sounds of the lambs, Clarice? Oh, whatever. We'll just kill you. My mistake. Yeah, I'll take a talk to the hand. I guess Vigilance, Secret Weapon, Empty Fist, Battle Hymn, Defend. We're chilling. We take 1 damage, which is close to 0, but meaningfully different when it counts sometimes. I want to play Talk to the Hand, but I think we got to see if we can draw a Defend first. We did. Let's do it like this. I think we're probably just going to kill you the next time we get Eruption. We probably could have killed you right there. I don't think this is a Devotion turn for us, but I don't know. I feel much stronger. Let's put it that way. Let's get that Eruption upgraded so the commenters don't riot. Sometimes playing on tilt is exactly what you need. We don't care too much for a Cultist Potion. So I know it sounds crazy, but that's why we'll use it. Early Talk to the Hand out there. Most other fights, we don't want to take a long time. If they take a long time, we'll be annoyed. So let's just, you know, this is the closest thing we get to a slow burn. think we should try to break you here. Like a Tranquility, Eruption, Smite, Smite, Bowling Bash, Empty Fist. It was the right call. It was definitely the right call. And a Smite will kill you next turn. Okay, man, I'm telling you, Vaults. You're not dead. Vaults. Omnisciences. Lesson learned. Could we? With a secret weapon especially, I don't think it's too late to take a lesson learned. It's probably getting close. Could we really... I mean, I was thinking about trying to roll a Snecko Eye here, but... I think it's a little much. We definitely can't afford to not rest. We definitely can't... I mean, man, me... Oh, but Snecko Eye doesn't give us energy is the problem. On average, it's going to cost us energy, but just give us extra draw. If we had gotten like a 4-cost rare, or a 3-cost rare, or Deviform, which is admittedly a 3-cost rare, but that's... You know, I'm like, that is also an extra condition on top. I probably would have done it. But I just genuinely don't think we could get away with it here. Let's pop an artifact potion here. I'd just rather avoid at least part of the negatives here if I can. And this is a deck I feel very comfortable playing right now. I mean, this is just your classic, you know, obvious deck. You worry predominantly about stances. You play your lesson learned last whenever possible, and then you can rest at every campfire you ever see. I like both a Crescendo and a Crush joints. Let's go. The Crescendo, I think, is a little bit... I think it allows us to get kills on earlier turns. Now, on this turn, we want to smack the crap out of you. Best way to hit you hard early is definitely going to be via an Eruption. And we'll just chill. We got Tranquility as a failsafe to get us out of the stance if we need to get out of the stance. And we will. We also have no block. Let's just see what we get here. Draw 2 cards or deal 7 damage. So you have 54. Let me think. 14. 14. It's 28. You'll be at 26. We're going to kill you. You're at 74. Well, we're still gonna kill you. And we didn't even need to use the potion. But what's done is done. Let's take an Indignation. Pre-upgraded, applies Wrath. Happy to see it. We have a shop showing up a little later. Let's save for that. We'll fight on this one for sure. If we can just Secret Weapon and Empty Fist, then I'm happy with this. This allows us to get a kill. It didn't matter. It was a one-shot lethal. Yeah, this is great. I will actually just apply the Indignation. No, because we have to... No, you might as well. 5 turns of Wrath is like, this is some pretty serious stuff. We didn't play our Battle Hymn, though. That's funny. It would have been hilarious to take damage on this turn after doing so well on the previous. I really like, I'm willing to take 5 damage to get a card upgraded. I kind of hate it, but it is what it is. Maybe we got lucky on our draw there, I'm not sure. But I definitely think that was worth it. And a second talk to the hand? I mean, they do seem to, like, scale decently with each other. I'll take it. I don't like it, but we'll become Cursed with Decay. Duplicate a card in your deck, huh? It's a tough one. I worry that there's a problem with Secret Weapon, which is that if we duplicate it, we'll get 2 guaranteed attacks every single time we have our first turn. So I think that could clump our first turn as being not defensive enough to not take damage. So believe it or not, I think that Oh, it's a card to duplicate, though. I was thinking that it was going to be a card to put in our hand. You know, I do it anyway, and then we can get a cut-through fate and maybe do some fishing. I'm going to take a bit of a stab on this one. Oh, it doesn't duplicate the effect, huh? That's annoying. Let's just start with the potion. There was a lesson learned and an eruption and decay. Fair to say is not exactly like my favorite cards I've ever seen. We are going to get hit for 15 here, but only 15. $15 is all they get. And you've got 5 turns of vulnerability. Yeah, I'm not as worried about this as I thought I would be, now that I actually get a chance to look at it. You're probably dead next turn. It sucks to lose the lesson learned, but, you know, on the elite fights, that's probably like the... It's close to the least likely you'll be to ever use it. I think we just have to ice you and then kill you, because I'm like, you don't quite die, huh? You take 36, you're on 35. You take 18 and 15, you're on 33, which puts you on 2 energy. So yeah, I think we just smite you, talk to the hand. We'll get you next turn. A smite and any other attack kills you. Not bad. This feels stronger than our last deck, for sure. And the weak to all enemies... Dunk, 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 dunk. No, thank you. The weak to all enemies is such a nice get, too, to allow Talk to the Hand to hit faster. And, I mean, on turn 1, we could literally just secret weapon, Talk to the Hand, Talk to the Hand. Of course, there's a part of me that's like, we could lesson learn you on turn 1 if we just took an Eruption. But how we... Okay, if you took Eruption, Empty Fist. You could get there. But I'm also like, killing you will mean you do 24, which means there's 24 instead of 21 out here. That's not necessarily terrible, but... I almost feel like... I think the actual play is a Talk to the Hand and then a Bowling Bash. And then Talk to the Hand, then gives you the 6 block here, which allows us to get at least a little bit out there. We're taking 12 damage, more than we took against the elites. And this is going to be a markedly very similar turn. 16, you're doing 20. This is dangerous for sure. Mere seconds ago, I was like, oh, we'll probably just be able to rest against our... or we'll probably just be able to smids before our elite fight, but that's obviously not the case. If we could kill you, though, the world is not a vampire. It's the opposite of a vampire. Forget those. Everything's a little bit more precious. 2 energy remains. 24, 18 doesn't get us there. So we'll have to... I mean, you know what you could do? Every attack does give us 5 block. So we can get 10 extra block. Exit stance. Not take any damage. We're storing a tranquility. You don't do enough damage to be frightening. Dunky dunk dunk. Dunky dunk 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 dunk. I think you take a Bowling Bash turn 1. And the reasoning there is very simple. We're going to draw a lesson learned within our next 2 turns. We could use it on the Fungi Beast. Look at that. All of a sudden, we got an upgraded lesson learned. Now this, we have to fight an elite. This is pretty much like the pivotal moment of the run right here. Toxic Egg is nice, if a little slow. This might be the best possible scenario, and even that doesn't mean we're guaranteed to win. Give me a secret weapon, Bowling Bash. That's 21. Yeah, we're not going to have the energy base to play what I know you want me to play. Yeah. Yep. Wait for it. 12, we're taking 15. We're at 28 HP. With a lot of weakness. Don't get me wrong, a lot of weakness. Secret weapon. Without the ability to exit a turn, we'll take a talk to the hand, mostly because it does the most damage, but we can also build a decent amount of killing power off of it. We're not going to be able to play the defend. You might as well fish past it, see if there's something, you know, more incredible you can get out of it. 22 damage coming in. We're going to take 6. This is a situation where I really just want to live. So an eruption into a 27 damage, so it's 33. Can we get another 16 damage out of it? I actually don't think we can. So we also have like very little defense though. So I think we have to play attacks. And we'll play a Tranquility Defend to finish us. Yeah, that seems apt unless we could get... No, we were never getting it. We never even had our car. We're taking 14. We're going to be on 8. Not incredible. Don't laugh at this turn. I think this is how you have to do it. In order to not take damage. And I was vindicated. We need blocks. We need blocks. Without blocks, we'll take an eruption and then look at the math. Like, I'm looking at it and I'm like, eruption for 9. Indignation. 36 damage smite. This will do more than 16. And then we don't even need the cut-through fate to get anything. So we got lucky. I don't know if question card is going to do it for us. I'll take a blasphemy because life is pain. And we gotta not take very much damage here. Obviously. Secret weapon. I don't think we're going to get the kill with a lesson learned. So we'll stall on it, and we'll take, like, we have a crescendo already. Well, 26, 14, you have 40. I think we will get a kill with a lesson learned, actually. Now, time will tell whether this is intelligent or idiotic, right? Like, first off, we need to live. And even exiting stance, we're not living. And even with a talk to the hand, I'm just thinking. Talk to the hand will cost us 1. And then we'll do 1, 1, 1. It won't give us any block. Okay, so I'm stupid. We have to play a cut-through fate. And we're fishing for... Tranquility also does not get us there, for the record. We need blocks. That's a block, and we should live now. You might as well play your best cards first. 18 would leave you on 39. Yeah, we're not killing you like that. I think this is not so bad. I mean, we barely lived, so it had to be done. We live because of blasphemy. That's so funny. Okay. I do think a third eye is important. Do me a favor, rest because you're about to die. And then let's hope that we can rest again. This is not what you want to see. 18 damage. Okay. A talk to the hand doesn't get us there. So, I mean, it's not necessarily bad. But I think we need to take, like, a cut-through fate to fish for... Yeah, sure, okay. I mean, it's bad. Don't get me wrong. It's pretty not good, but... I think it's as good as it could be given the circumstances. This turn, you got a crescendo. We got to hit you with, like, our hardest attack, I think, to try to get a lesson learned to work. Or we stall out by using a talk to the hand. And I think that's probably... You know what? We might have been able to make it work. We don't... Lesson learned at this point is not... I mean, don't shoot the messenger. Let me put it this way. It's important, but it's not as important as not getting your butt kicked. Which is a pretty big part of the strat right now. I just want to get a lesson learned, please. We know we can kill you. You know what? Just lesson learned? Lesson learned? Anybody? No, thank you. Just be dead then. Colorless potion. We really need like a regen potion. I'm taking another talk to the hand because, oh my god. Oh no. Oh no. No, 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 no. Oh no, 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 no. A second secret weapon. We can't. I was like, blasphemy, bowling bash. It's not enough. I think we maybe, because we're fishing on this turn. You know what? Panic button is probably as close as we can get. I don't know. Is it? We can only put up 5 block. I think we have to play it. And then just, well, I was going to say get some talk to the hands out there. I don't know, man. It's too much. It's too much. We won't live with talk to the hands. So there's that. But then what do you take? I mean, I guess you take like a bowling bash or a cut through fate and fish for something more spectacular in the future. We know we're going to play panic button. Okay. If we're going to play panic button, then you'd want to play the best attack that you have. Unfortunately, the best attack that we have also puts us on lethal. But it kind of has to be done no matter what. 39. 43. Oh my god, we had to play our block first. Oh my god. We just got bodied. I don't know what to say. Just kind of we hit the stall a couple times here. Either way, I had a great time, and you know, this is what Ascension's all about. It gets hard. You got to embrace that. For now, thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it, and we'll be back to try again in the future. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Looking forward to your tips as well, but I'll see you next time. See ya.